Greetings everyone. I am so excited to be here. Thank you, the new McCree Theatre, for inviting me. I am Semaj Brown, Flint, Michigan's inaugural Poet Laureate. And for those who do not know, inaugural means first. I am Flint, Michigan's first Poet Laureate, and I am welcoming you to Pathways of Preparation, entering the wonderful world of words. If you are interested in a career surrounding words, then you have tuned in to the correct space. First, I'm going to read this story called Mother's Raspberry Lessons. And this was so much of my path of preparation, my readiness story, getting me ready to be Flint's inaugural Poet Laureate. Now, I not only write poems, I write stories, and I'm writing a novel, and I'm a playwright, and I've done some journalistic work. So this is perfect for you if you too are thinking about what do I need to do to become a writer. So I'm going to put on my magic spectacles and get started with this story. Mother's Raspberry Lessons. 3 consecutive years of raspberry interrogations. And if you don't know, interrogations are strong questions, provided me with the life lessons to pass into perpetuity, and that's forever. Come here. Come out here. I want to show you something about these raspberries, Mother said with a stern voice. I moved hesitantly, lifting one leg, then plotting down the other. Mother was out the door and in the patch of the backyard by the time I approached the porch. I wasn't really resistant, not really. My mind moved in slow automation, one laborious step after the other. I was in a state of intense ponder. There was something about these raspberries that I should know, but could not determine specifically. This was the second year of berry questions, visiting the bushes with my mother's firm instruction. Now, which is the raspberry stem and which is the sucker? Mother asked. Look closely. Which one of these is the sucker? My memory was tripped by her intensity. Here I was again, trying to decipher between 2 gangly stems that looked identical. I stared into the swaying green Mother's hand had just brushed. Look, can't you see the difference? Mom sounded more sympathetic. Maybe she thought I needed an appointment with Dr. Butler, our family ophthalmologist. That's an eye doctor. Which is the stem and which is the sucker? And why do they call the sucker a sucker? Do you remember? She was leaning toward me, peering up from under her bifocals like this. I rolled the question around and around in my head until it became a ball, a tight knot of nothing. I don't know, I replied, shifting from one leg to the other. Stand up. Stand up straight and tall. Keep your focus. Think. You're not built down to the ground like me. Lift your head. Look closely and determine the difference. But how could I keep my head lifted and still look down at the raspberries at the same time? I kept those thoughts to myself. The sun was bright, but it was not hot. I started to squint from the glare. "Where are your glasses?" Mother asked. "Go get your glasses so you can see. Let's move it." I skipped up the back porch steps into the house, took a flight to my room, gleeful to escape the raspberry inquisition, snatched my spectacles from the top of the dresser, and returned to the outdoor classroom. Mother had been pulling weeds. There was a pile of surrendered foliage next to the side of the raspberries. Now, which is the sucker? And which is the stem? I selected, pinching a stem between my index and thumb, a stem that to me looked identical to the others. "This is the sucker," I said. "No." It was finite. I am sure the answer was followed by an explanation. Preparation point. Observing is learning. Observing is learning. Now, I have a golden note for you. Being a good listener means you will have something to write about, but you need to be a good listener. Now, listen to these questions and read along. A. When was the last time you really listened and tried to understand something that was new or confusing? Think about that. What did you have to figure out? Because writers are always trying to figure out something. And B, next question. What senses did you use to gather information yesterday that you could write about today? Now, don't forget what your senses are, and we're going to talk about that. Look in the comment section. In the raspberry story, young Semaj's mother tells her to be aware. Aware. In the raspberry lesson story, young Semaj must use her 5 senses to observe. Now, as a reminder, the 5 senses are hearing, seeing, tasting, feeling, and smelling. Writers must be observant. They must observe. They use their 5 senses to tell a story.